Hey there, guys! Welcome back to Final Fantasy. Let's play Final Fantasy 14. This is part 81, and I am joining Mr. Captain Turbo and Mr. Red Nova for
Yep.
co-commentary related stuff.
And ladies,
Yep.
dry your panties. I know he's got a sexy radio voice. It's just a one-off. Alright, so I'm guessing this is going to be the end of the Beast Tribe quest at this point. Because I
Pretty much in this video, yeah, because you to finish this one up, and you got the Hagen ones after this.
Yeah, I know there's like maybe one or two more parts that need post-commentary. Obviously, we're not doing those tonight, but there must be like another time jump, a time gap between this and the next
It could
one.
be, yeah.
I'd have to check when I go upstairs. Keep forgetting to get that on screen. So I can keep. Oh, this one's actually a bit longer. I hadn't realized it's 35 minutes for some reason.
Mm.
Usually, I know parts go 30 minutes roughly. Occasionally, they do go a bit shorter or longer. Obviously, not counting part 90 whatever. What is the credits video, which is obviously, as already mentioned, about 90 minutes plus long. But usually, I do try to keep it within a similar time frame for the video.
Personally, like pretty much everyone has different ideas for exactly how long they make videos. Personally,
It also
personally,
depends on the video, so.
Yeah, personally, for most stuff that I play, I try to keep my videos around like 10, around about 10 minutes long. Sometimes we'll go around 15 or so, or slightly shorter.
That's understandable.
If I end up forgetting and I leave the video running for too long, I'll just cut them up with editing in post.
Of course, also for me, it depends on the game in question. Like FF14, because there's a lot of text and all that stuff. I usually like to make them 30-minute parts, and because it's only like one part per week for these. But like most of my normal Let's Plays, I'll usually do between like 15 or 20 minutes. Like all the other ones that are on my channel right now will be 15 to 20 minutes, and very occasionally I might go a bit longer. Like I think the last part of Vice City is actually 25 minutes, but that's including the credits as well. So yeah, again, it just depends on what the game itself is. Oh, and Age of Empires 2, there's a part in Age of Empires 2, the tutorial section I'm calling it, which is like an hour long, because how would you really split up something like Age of Empires 2? So you know, you can't really split it up during an actual match, so I don't know.
Personally, for most of the stuff that I end up playing, it works fine just for like 10 or so minute parts. But
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's got different ways of doing it. That's the thing with Let's Plays. There's no real two. Here's the thing: a lot of people might play the same stuff, but nobody plays everything the same way, and edits the same way. So.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things, just seeing how different people actually play the same games, whether you play them or not.
Now you see, if you were seeing FF14 from Nova's standpoint, it would be played very, very well. Instead, you get to watch me stumble my way through the main quest line.
And actually, this one is probably one. I don't want to say sneaky ones, but it can be a little treacherous trying to finish this quest, because
unfortunately, a lot of the things you need to pick up are going to be around.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're right near enemies, so there's a chance you trigger them coming after you. There is eventually a level gap when you get from the enemies to yours, where if you're high enough over them, they don't come after you, even if they're the aggressive ones like these.
Isn't it like a 10 level gap though?
I think it's like 11 or 12 actually.
Fair enough. Sorry, carry on.
You have to be ludicrously over leveled just to be able to run around and just do this quest quickly without having to fight all the enemies coming at you.
To be fair, he's like 5 levels over these guys here, so it's not like they'll be.
No, they won't do a massive amount of damage to me or anything like that. It's kind of like I said before in Xenoblade Chronicles. If you're 5 levels or higher than the enemies, they won't attack you even if they're aggressive. And even if they do attack, or if you attack them to engage them, I'd say about 90% of their attacks will actually miss you just because of the level gap.
Yeah.
And it's the only way I actually managed to beat one of the bosses near the end, because I couldn't fucking do it without the massive level gap.
It's actually kind of interesting. I only Xenoblade game I've seen all the way through is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just watching a friend of mine play it all the way through.
I actually have not seen a full playthrough, and I have not played that yet. I have one. I've played through one. I have two, but I haven't played. I have X, Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U, but I haven't really played much of it other than like an hour or so. I'll get to two at some point in the future though, because I really do like the Xenoblade Chronicles games.
I've never actually got to play any of them, but I'm not so sure if I'm gonna play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 since I've already seen a friend of mine pretty much play the entire game.
Here's the thing: when Xenoblade Chronicles was, I wouldn't say hard to come by, but it's expensive still before the 3DS version came out. I would say check it out first. You know, maybe see if you can find a demo or a video of it somewhere, see if it's your thing. But I would usually recommend it. I would definitely recommend getting it now because you can get it fairly cheap, especially the 3DS version.
Depending on depending on what I feel like, I can even download it and do it in an emulator.
Yeah, you can even try that. I mean, I actually have both the Wii and 3DS versions of the first Xenoblade, so it's the same game. It's just obviously one's on a smaller screen, but I love that game. I would say, outside of like Final Fantasy stuff and all that, it's probably my favorite JRPG.
I guess I'll have to give it a try, and I'll have to see just. And I'll also find out just how, since it's one thing that a lot of people bring up as being one of the most impressive games on the Wii. I guess I'll have to see what it looks like.
No doubt about that.
I'm not sure if it's quite on the same level as Super Mario Galaxy, but I'll have to see exactly just how much better it looks when you increase the internal resolution and stuff.
Here's the thing: you got to remember two things. Mario is meant to look more cartoonish. Obviously, it's a lot more colorful and stuff. Xenoblade tends to go for more sort of Lord of the Rings type style, where it's meant to be the colors are a bit more washed out and stuff, look a bit more realistic with coloring. But the scope of the game is, in my opinion, the best one, and even beats out the Galaxy games for stuff like that, like the mountain ranges, story and music. The fantastic gameplay is solid as well. In terms of RPGs, you will not find a better one, obviously, on the Wii. I also would say it's probably my favorite Wii game as well, so. But then again, I haven't exactly played a mass amount of the Wii games, so. Apparently got the Big Daddies here from BioShock.
Yeah.
How
the antagonist Cobalt here has got a massive freaking helmet on, almost like he's gonna go diving in the water or something.
Looks like he's about to go salvage in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And also, I think considering his actual size, I think he's more like a little daddy.
Yeah, probably. Then again, I think outside of the cutscenes, I think these guys are actually pretty big. At least bigger than you think they are.
They're bigger than they look in the cutscenes, yeah. I guess.
Like, if my character was actually in this cutscene, I think they'd probably be roughly the same size. My character might even be a bit shorter.
So your character might just be small?
To be fair, when I created her like a year ago, I actually made her a tiny bit smaller than average, just for the sake of doing it. So a lot of people like to make the characters really tall and stuff, so.
I think I don't remember how tall I made my character. I'll have to go back and check.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how tall Corellia is. Long cutscene, though.
Oh, long cutscene of kobold on kobold racism.
I've still got 25 minutes. I'm guessing, did I maybe have a dungeon at the end of the video or boss fight or something? I'm not sure, because I don't remember this quest being particularly long, if I'm being honest. But then again, it has been a while, so I guess we'll find out as we go along.
Yeah. Well, I know the Sahagin Beast Tribe quest, there's at least one decent-sized cutscene in there as well.
We've already done it, though, haven't we?
The Sahagin ones, no, that's the last ones you have to do yet.
Oh, maybe that's what why the video was so long. Then
That's why the rest of the video is coming. Because Limsa Lominsa has 2 beast tribes in them, whereas Udal has 1 and Gridania has 1.
alright, so we're back in the game now. My feet are freezing. You know what? I looked away for a second there. I thought that were his testicles on his ass for a second.
Those are very oddly placed.
Yeah,
No,
I think
thankfully.
they were going. I think they knew exactly. Yeah, it does look like a cock and balls, doesn't it? Really, but his tail and those things. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they did that deliberately. If I'm being honest.
Maybe they did, but you'd have no idea.
I don't think after I actually did all this, though, I ever came back to the beasts at any point, all the tribes and stuff.
Yeah, really doing the daily beast tribe quests was meant to like pass the time while you're trying to get into dungeons, because obviously you're a DPS class, so you'd have to wait a bit.
Yeah. And like I said, as soon as we, obviously these post-com sessions end, you'll just basically see me and Nova going through like main quest stuff again.
Yep.
The only question we have is, can Wiz make it 5 or 6 for 6 tonight by appearing once again? Because so far, this episode, I don't think we've seen him, have we? Or did we? I can't remember. He's appeared so often I've already forgot. Something I think I should have asked earlier, but I forgot to. I assume you've played a few different Final Fantasy games, NJ. Which one is your favorite?
Other ones I played, it's kind of hard to decide. But in terms of gameplay, I'd probably go with Final Fantasy V, honestly.
5? Fair enough. Unfortunately, I haven't put. I played some of it. I haven't put much time into it, but it's a decent game. I have no problems with it.
It's the first game as far as I'm concerned to utilize the job system that actually managed to perfect it. So after Final Fantasy 3, I have invented the idea of being able to have multiple jobs and then just switch them out in and out whenever you want.
Yeah, true. What about you, Nova? Or should I just assume with how much time you've put into this that 14 is your favorite?
Well, my favorite FF games actually would be 4, and then would be 7 would be second.
Sorry.
This is definitely in the top 5, though.
And out of the other ones, I'd probably put Final Fantasy 4 second, and Final Fantasy 6 third, personally. So
here's I think I never know what to go with this because I have a really strong love for 7 because it was one of those games that was hyped to no end. I knew everything about it, and my first time playing through it, I still really enjoyed it and thought it exceeded every expectation I had. But I think 6 is arguably the most emotionally invested game in the franchise, because I've talked about this with Nova before, but the whole suicide scene with Celeste and all that, I think it's the only time in Final Fantasy history I've actually teared up.
Currently, the only game I can think of off the top of my head that has ever actually really made me tear up was Undertale, but that's just me.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, everybody gets hit by different things. And obviously, I still think it just has some better cutscenes, like obviously the
I'll
whole
be honest, I
opera
think
scene
the
and
things
all
that would have made me tear up would have been, well, obviously what happened in 7, and you know what I'm talking about.
The problem I have with that is, it goes from a pretty good cutscene to fucking Lego Eris and the fucking gameplay thing where everybody just looks like Lego blocks, don't they? It just kind of takes away from it a bit with, you have this...
Yeah, that doesn't really ruin it for me, to be honest.
It doesn't, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still good storytelling, but unfortunately it's kind of like... visually, it just kind of takes you out the scene that little bit. I still love the story, don't get me wrong, but I just can't become emotionally invested because of how it looks.
Yeah. And the other thing would be what happened in the ending in 10.
Oh, that I will actually. That is the other thing in Final Fantasy that made me tear up. It's just that 6 hits me a bit closer to home. That's all.
Yeah.
But 10's ending. Oh God, that is definitely a bit of a weeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never even touched 10, so I honestly wouldn't know.
You could go watch Nova's full live stream of the game.
Well, if it's still up, that's because remember the
yeah, you don't get to keep it now, do you?
Yeah.
Then again, you did that to download them all, didn't you? So.
Yeah. Well, I was recording them separately from the stream, so I have the parts on there, and anything I missed with the recording, I still wouldn't grab it before it came down. So.
Trying to think. I mean, I love Final Fantasy IV, but I can't really say there's any point in that game where I'm emotionally that invested. So, in a massive way. Like I can't say there's anything in that game that makes me tear up or anything like that. Apart from when you get Edge, because I hate Edge. I think he's a terrible character, but that's just me. I just don't like him personality-wise. Although nothing is
doing
worse.
The last of these.
Oh yeah, the
quest to unlock the beast tribes, the Sahagin ones, which are the fishmen.
Oh yeah. Since you're here, Jax, I think Nova and I have talked about it before. Who's your least favorite protagonist or playable character in a Final Fantasy game?
You can even hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I have like 3,000.
You're very robotic, dude. You're sounding like Bender having a...
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, NJ's having technical difficulties.
My picking is sticking a camera on.
Unfortunately, dude, I can't make
you're cutting out.
You're cutting out really
also
bad.
Barely see what's going on for the.
I'll try switching to the other thing 1 second and see if that helps out at all. I have got it set to Europe. You guys are East Coast, aren't you?
I'm Central, actually.
Well, try East Coast and see if that helps out at all. Does that help, Nova, NJ?
Oh, somehow it actually does.
Yeah, I had it set to Europe just because I'm their own recording, so if you guys cut out, it's not gonna be able to catch you. But since you were having problems, I just set it back to US East.
Alright, I'm sorry for that.
No, that's not it's not your fault, dude. It's just an internet issue, isn't it? It can't be helped sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, my question earlier, who's your least favorite protagonist in Final Fantasy? Or at least playable character?
Least favorite playable character are the ones that the games that I've actually played. It's kind of a difficult question, but I don't know. But honestly, I'd probably go for Edward. Edward, his storyline is I just like his storyline, and he's pretty much the most useless. And in terms of actual gameplay, he's the most useless character in any Final Fantasy game by far. No competition.
Fair enough. Actually, we'll just ask you again, even if I've asked you before, Nova. Who's your least favorite?
Man, I haven't really thought as much about my least favorite.
It's not like I've got one prepared. Snow. I can't stand Snow. I hate him so much.
He's kind of annoying, but at the very least, he's tolerable in terms of gameplay and also.
Oh, gameplay-wise, he's perfectly fine. I detest his character so much. It's like every time he opens his mouth, I just want to mute the TV.
If Edward had voice acting, which I think he does in some versions of the game, yeah, I think he'd probably give me the same thing. I think he's probably the inspiration for a lot of the kind of whiny, overdramatic characters of the series.
To be fair, he does actually have voice acting in the 3D versions of the game, like the DS version, the Steam version, and all that. He does have voice acting, Edward.
I think he has fairly decent voice acting, but I really don't like his story presence or his character, and I especially don't like the way the game forces him into your party.
To be fair, though, thankfully he's only mandatory for a very small section.
Oh, but if you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, he has a special section of the bonus dungeon and stuff and everything.
Oh, I'll be honest. I've never played like special sections. As soon as I said my only experience with 4 are the DS version, which is how I originally played it, Steam version, which I did the LP on, and I have played through the Super Nintendo version, but I played on that through speed up function because we had it for a race at one point, so I didn't actually get to experience the game properly for that. The one where Gold basically didn't know you could run away from fights for most of the race.
Alright, was that for is that Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise?
No, it was just normal Final Fantasy IV.
Oh, just sped up. Okay.
Yeah, went through most of the game not realizing he could speed up. He could
run away from the battles.
And he had this tendency to read text at times, not sometimes forgetting you could skip through text. It was It's not really a surprise that apart from Mario RPG, he's come last in every single RPG race.
Yeah.
He's just RPGs just aren't his thing, and that's okay. Some people just don't. Some
unfortunately,
people are
dude,
everything
stuff. Unfortunately, everything but Mario platformers and 1 or 2 other ones is not Gold's game. I used to think his worst things were Castlevania and Mega Man, but then RPGs came along and proved me wrong. There's more to Gold's incompetence than just those 2.
And I'll say, well, he's not the best at it. He's actually pretty good at Donkey Kong Country games.
Oh yeah, he's just not the best.
Yeah, but he actually wouldn't give competition unless somebody like a speedrunner like Bright Wolves is around. Well,
that's the only problem when Bright Wolves is there. Nobody else is winning those. It's the same with Mega Man X actually usually.
Yeah. And we have the
rest. I actually have watched a lot of Gold stuff offhand. Well, I didn't end up seeing a lot of him and requesting help for getting through. I think Skyward Sword and more probably trying to get through.
Those ones. Yep.
I think the worst ones have got to be when he LP'd FF6. I felt so sorry for Dine during that.
Yeah.
Dine had to suffer through somebody playing the game completely. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not playing this game correctly. But here's the thing, I don't think
You still have enough of a grasp on what you're doing.
I still have enough grasp on RPGs to know the basics.
Yeah.
Gold didn't even realize for a long time to just do basic things like putting your mages in the back row and stuff like that.
or re-equipping characters that don't have equipment on.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where...
Or don't attack with mages, have them use their spells.
Oh, no, physically anyway, yeah, you can have them attack with spells, but it's just one of those things where it's stuff that should be obvious, he doesn't really tend to come to him, and it makes watching some of his LPs now impossible because of how badly he performs in them.
Yeah. And I was just saying this too before we continue the conversation, this fate that you're skipping, Breaching South Tide Gate. There's actually like a twin fate of that called Breaching North Tide Gate by the other gate on the other side. Both fates also have like a secondary fate that comes up immediately after these ones are done. That's like a continuation fate. This is probably one of the few times in the game you'll actually see that.
Oh, just in case anyone was wondering, the reason I ran in that far was to get away from the guy that was chasing me.
Yeah. Which is actually a good thing to do in case you either don't want to take him on or you may not be in the position to do so. Because once you get inside the gate things, they kind of turn around and leave you alone. They don't really come in and go after you.
Also, another personal goal I do have for this game, not in terms of Let's Play, just in general, I want to actually own a property one day in this game. I just need a couple million gil to get one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm not even at 500,000 yet.
It'd probably be like a combination property. We both would own it or something.
Yeah. And then we'll have that wedding.
And here we have Mel, the chief leader.
I actually thought I said no over them for a second. Come on, Wiz, don't let us down. We want to see the notification.
Yeah, I had that conversation the other day with Gold because he mentioned how he called it FF7 Shinra building, and I corrected him on that. And he apparently had Dine something about referencing it, and Dine had DM me is like, one thing I dare not mention on there, he said, was that Gold should not play FF7 or 9 just because, it's not have to mess up those games with his gameplay.
Do you know what? I mean, here's the thing. When I did win the Crash 2 race, and same night I was talking to you, I was like,
yep.
yeah, I really want to do FF7. just because I know how... I mean, I want to do FF7 because I love the game anyway. But
yeah.
I can't help but wonder just how stuck Gold's going to be in the fucking race. I have a feeling
in particular, even with God mode on, by the way.
I have a feeling he's not even going to get to the part with the Don. What's his name?
Oh, Don Corneo.
Don Corneo, yeah. I don't even think he's going to get that far.
Oh, by the way, Opie is actually messaging there.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Let me see here.
Fucking microphone. Sorry, I'll just have to get this up for a second. Still
yeah, I see it.
I
can add him if you want.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Let's see here. Actually, how do I add him to the... Oh, group, add to group?
Yeah. A shame, we only got 10 minutes left, and this is the last video, but whatever.
Where is that add to group thing?
It's him being able to be here at all is cool, so...
I actually didn't think he... I thought he... I actually said 5 hours ago. That was actually about 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
Sounds like you've got some kind of foghorn near you, Nova.
It's this freaking fan thing that's underneath my laptop. Sometimes it gets loud at times. It's like that.
Fair enough.
That sounds like a defensive like the fans like grinding on something.
I don't remember how to do this here. How to add it to the group here. You might have to do it because
I'll try it. I'll see if it's singy. Yeah, you haven't. I might because I started it. So.
Oh well, that's why. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. No, that's the problem.
All right. I can't see if he's gonna jump if he's in or not. So just let me know. Well, actually, he'll speak if he's in it. I do like the design of this place, though. It's I don't know. I just like the seashells in the background glowing red and all that. I think it's awesome.
Oh yeah, this place has got a really nice design on it.
Did you actually? I mean, I know we keep coming back to this, and I keep asking you, but I know you said you were still doing the tutorial. Did you actually ever leave Aldar when you did the couple hours you played, NJ?
No, I don't believe I did. I like when I just barely got that thing started and kind of decided, well, it's really late. It's like 1 or 2 in the morning. I should probably stop and come back to this later.
Yeah. So sadly, you never actually got to leave the city, then, did you?
Nope.
Shame.
I was playing.
It looks like he was in there earlier and then he left, or he's still in the group, but it looked like he was on the call initially. Oh, there he is.
We'll see in a second.
There
he is. Hey, buddy.
Bear with me. I'm exhausted.
I don't blame you for being exhausted.
I know you said you were still at work earlier, like 5 hours ago.
Yeah.
You do sound exhausted, my friend.
Yeah. And my feet hurt, my legs hurt. Ugh.
You sound like a woman who's about 8 months pregnant, dude.
Oh my jeez.
Hopefully, is that your last day?
If that was the case, I would have rolled myself down a flight of stairs.
Okay. Okay, here we go already. Is that your last day, or are you still? You just started your week at work or something?
No, I just been, it's pretty much like, 1 on, 1 off,
I see.
2 on, 2 off, or kind of like that.
Are you working tomorrow?
No.
Oh, good. You got the day off.
I'm off, but I'm back on Tuesday.
I know Scarecrow says he's took the week off. You got any time off around WrestleMania?
When is WrestleMania, by the way?
I want to say the 7th of April.
I have no idea what my schedule is.
Ooh. You don't want to miss the 9-hour showcase of the Immortals, dude.
Of course not, man.
Alright, so I'm guessing this is the last thing we do for the for this portion of videos, to just finish off the Beast Tribe quest at this point, because I
probably.
Let's look at the timer here, 5.5 minutes. There's not really time left for any other stuff, and like there's a big jump, I don't think, after this part.
Oh,
did you just get in from work, by the way?
yeah, not too long ago.
Fair enough.
It's just my feet are killing me.
Oh, I know you're not interested in it. I let Gold know I picked Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you decide to jump in, you'll still beat him regardless. I mean, it's Gold in an RPG, for fuck's sake, dude.
I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
We're playing on God mode, dude, so it's actually impossible to die.
At least that's the assumption of how it's gonna go.
But knowing Gold, he may find a way to screw up anyways.
Yeah.
And then Square Enix contacts him. How did you manage this?
He'll play on God mode and fail to get out of the reactor at the start of the game while it's exploding.
How does you mess this thing up? It takes a god.
He'll fail to get it. He'll get an instant game over because he didn't get out of the reactor at the start of the game in time.
That actually might still be possible.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
I just realized. I mean, God mode gives you like infinite health and stuff, and instant.
Plus, it fills your limit break all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say instant limit breaks, but I don't think it stops you from dying in like cutscenes, like exploding.
Yeah, from running out of time. Yeah.
Limit breaks, not unfortunately dress breaks.
No dress breaks, buddy.
No dress breaks. God damn it.
You fucking Opie Dragon wannabe.
Why not?
Yeah.
Do you not understand how difficult it is to ring out, certain customers that have, big. I have to keep my eyes occupied.
What?
Yeah, I can see Opie struggling with the more big-breasted ladies that come into his store.
Yeah. I have to turn my eyes.
I bet it's actually really fun to watch you at work sometimes when you're doing that stuff.
Oh, I bet it will be. When you guys saw me later, you'd be laughing your asses off.
It was like, I'm surprised you just don't get up the urge to just shout dress bacon, point your hand at her, trying to get her fucking...
Yeah. I'll be like, listen, let me just put my...
Let me just try something here.
Try to understand. Just come up with a poor excuse just to me to touch her shoulder. God damn it.
Alright, so I believe this is roughly it now for this this quest, which means, again, if I'm remembering right, we should be back onto main quest stuff in the next part, and in part 81 or 82, whatever it is. Back when we're actually back to live commentary. Is it the post commentary?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I saw your Rouge and Sonic 1 video earlier.
Oh, what do you think?
It's Rouge and Sonic 1.
Pretty much.
Not really a whole lot to say. It's like Sally in Sonic 1 or Knuckles in Sonic 1.
Yeah,
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles. Oh, and Knuckles. And I can't forget about
And
Knuckles. Featuring Knuckles.
If you play as Knuckles, you can press select to chuckle. Doing so instantly kills you.
With Super Knuckles.
And then you flex your knuckles. Oh, muscles.
With Knuckles. And Knuckles.
God damn it, man.
With added Funky Kong mode.
I try to sing your lyrics to myself.
Oh, you saw my...
I couldn't do it.
If next CCWC, I'm doing the one I posted the other day. Even though we're obviously going to be doing the Royal Rumble next for that, so I'm still going to sing it.
Oh my god, someone disliked my video saying because it's disliked because it's not Amy. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was you, wasn't it, on a different account?
No. No, there's a YouTuber named the official Flareon and Amy Rose channel. No, I haven't.
Amy Rose sucks.
And now the people who are actually watching us are going to go to that person and harass them.
No, the thing is, I already did a Amy Rose and Sonic one though. So
she just left it. Should have just left her fucking choke in Stardust Speedway.
What a fucking douche.
I've got about 15 seconds left, so thank you very much for watching. NJ, thank you for joining us for this post-com session.
Thank you for letting me join you.
And Opie, thank you for jumping in at the end with your special brand of commentary.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.